Hey guys, welcome back to Gunshots. It is time. It's time to do the Perazzi. Probably the most asked question I think on the channel in the last few months is when are you going to do the Perazzi? If I'm honest, I've been putting it off because I really wanted to get out and shoot it again before I did this. But we are where we are, and I really can't put it off any longer. Before I start though, I would like to say today is actually my 10th wedding anniversary to my wife Deirdre, normally referred to as Mrs. P. So I just wanted to say right off the bat, darling, I love you. Another 10 years doesn't seem like 5 minutes. We've actually been together way longer than that, but I just wanted to give her a little shout out and just say I love you, darling. Alright, so my second love, my Perazzi Hi-Tech S SC3. I'll run you through the technical stuff, which I've already talked about a little bit on the making of video, and I'll give you some little anecdotes that I didn't mention on the trip. So we have 32-inch tubes on this. We have fixed choke, 1/2 3/4. I went for the red blade front sight, reverse taper rib. Both the rib and the ventilated mid-rib have these 45-degree stays, which are part of the Perazzi Hi-Tech styling pack, along with the 45-degree angle on the end of the forend. The position of the checkering, the little sort of chicane that's cut in here, this radius that's cut in here, and then of course the Hi-Tech logo there and here on the back of the stock. That all forms the Hi-Tech styling pack. All of those are optional. You can have whatever shape forend you like. I just happen to think it really suits the gun. The forend has these nice finger chorls in. I set this height of these per my hand. The length again is per my size, shape of my hand, where I hold the gun. Hand cut checkering is absolutely beautiful. The wood we'll talk about in a sec. We've got the lightweight monoblock. Coming back to the action, it's a Boss action. We have all in black with red highlights for the Perazzi. It's the Perazzi colours. A lot of people don't like the red P. They say it catches their eye, but to be honest, I never notice it. Doesn't bother me at all. This is a Hi-Tech S, so we have a non-adjustable inertia trigger with coil springs. We have a combination safety barrel selector on top, which is basically what you get with an S. The Hi-Tech has the removable leaf spring trigger, no barrel selector. You can get a barrel selector on a Hi-Tech or on an MX8, but it comes back here behind the trigger and elongates the shape of the trigger guard. Coming back to the grip, it has my obviously very exactingly designed palm swell and the shape where my thumb goes. I actually went for a Monte Carlo stock. Fabrizio and I and John spent a fair bit of time looking at me on a Sporter versus a this Monte, and both of them actually preferred my mount and my head position and a few other bits and bobs and consistency with a Monte, so we went for a Monte. I went for a very thin and slightly sort of spongy butt pad. That's it, I think, for the technical stuff. I think the gun all in weighs about 8 and a bit. It's basically spot on for me. The balance is perfect. It's right on the pin, and it just comes up, as you would expect, pretty much perfectly. The wood is obviously absolutely stunning. I think there's no two ways about it. This wood is just absolutely glorious. I couldn't have really picked better, I don't think. And it wasn't my plan. So I actually booked the gun in when I ordered it with the standard wood, and when I was at the factory, I went into the wood room with Fabrizio to go take a look and check out and pick my wood, and Mauro just happened to walk in behind me, and the look of disgust on his face when I was in the standard wood aisle. He was very clear that wasn't going to happen, and that I was to go over to SC3 and pick a piece of SC3 wood. So that was actually at his expense. He upgraded me to SC3 at his expense, and I'd like to say thank you very much, Mauro. I very much appreciate it, because I think this is just an absolutely glorious stock. I was so lucky to get this with this little sort of snake going into the pistol grip. This figure, it is just an absolutely beautiful piece of wood. To handle, the best way I can describe this is it's like your favourite pair of walking boots that you've had for probably slightly too long, that are a bit knackered, that need new soles on, but they're just so comfy they're like slippers. Except it's like that right out of the box. It's hard to get across until you've handled one that's actually been built for you, just how perfect it is. Everything, the reach to the trigger, the shape and position of the palm swell, the radius of the grip, just everything about it is absolutely bang on. To change over, I had a bit of a moment, a bit of a crisis of faith almost when I got rid of my Krieghoff, because I've shot so well with it. I've had it for several years. I really, really enjoy shooting the gun. But then I switched over to this and I was kind of a little bit adrift. And I didn't trust it yet. I think that's kind of the thing. It took me, and that's one of the reasons I waited. I really wanted to get some time with this gun under my belt before I did this review. A, to avoid new gun syndrome. Everything that you get new is the best thing ever. But also because I really wanted to sort of learn to trust it and get some time behind the trigger on it, so you have a real opinion that is based on quite a lot of shooting with it. Obviously not as much as I'd like. I haven't shot it since March. And actually, do you know what? Getting it out today to film this for you has really, really making me miss shooting so much. I mean, I miss shooting, but handling this now just makes me want to get it out and go shooting again. I really, really, it's boiling my proverbial that I can't take it out shooting. However, it is absolutely glorious to shoot. Balance is perfect. It does what I want, in that what I wanted was a gun that was a little bit more lively than the Krieghoff, and just a little bit more elegant. I think it's ever so pretty. It handles beautifully. Recoil's non-existent. Trigger brakes are absolutely superb, as you would expect from a gun of this caliber. It's absolutely glorious. I went for 18.4 bores on it because I thought, do you know what, it's a happy middle ground between plastic and fibre, just on the off chance that fibre winds up being our only choice in future. And it's just, I don't know. The gun comes cased in a, well, you basically get to pick whatever case you want. I went for the standard honeycomb decorated case in silver. I quite fancied the idea of the new small case, the sort of the case that basically it's almost like a clamshell. Half the gun goes in each half of the case, very, very small, goes in the back of my car. But I ended up going for the standard one just for ease of storage when I go away shooting with a lot of other guys that have all got the same size and shape gun cases. But basically you get to pick whatever you want. You can have a double case, single case, whatever you want to fancy, whatever colour you want, whatever finish you want. Everything with the Perazzi is bespoke, and I very, very much, I think you can tell from the video, I very much enjoyed going to Italy and had a fabulous time. I got this in I went in October. I got the gun late November, which I was very surprised at. It came a lot sooner than I thought, and I've been shooting it since. Obviously, with a degree of care, it was during the winter. I wasn't taking it out on the really bad days. Didn't particularly want to get it covered in snow and wet and whatever. But I have had an absolute blast shooting this. Now I've gotten to trust it. It just shoots an absolute dream. It points exactly where I look. I feel like I could shoot it all day. This is not a surprise. You were expecting me not to be unhappy with this gun, and you were correct. It is absolutely glorious to shoot, and I highly recommend, if you can afford it and if the opportunity presents itself, to get yourself out there and get one made. Obviously, I'm really, really happy to see that everyone at the factory is okay, as far as I'm aware, and they have reopened with new social distancing measures. And that will, I think, probably carry on for some time into the future. But they are starting up production again, and you can now get guns delivered or made to order again in Italy. So guys, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Questions below in the comments, as ever. Do give me a follow on Instagram, look me up on Facebook. If you want to have a chat with me, and reach out to me on either of those channels. I always answer any queries or questions that I'm fired at me. The channel is, as ever, supported by Bywell Shooting Ground, Hull Cartridge, the confidence to win, and Mac Wet Gloves, all grip, no slip. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Take care.